Like most humans who care about the way that they look, I'm sure you are very interested in how you can optimize or maximize the smallness or slimness and toneness of your midsection and get the very best results in this area. If that's you, that's exactly what you're going to learn in this video. Hey, I'm Robbie Stahl, founder of The Fitness Doctor, an organization that's known as being the world's leader in anti-aging fitness. And I am thrilled to be sharing with you today 3 major tips on how to get the trimmest waistline. Here's your 3 biggest tips to make the biggest improvement in your waistline. First, when it comes to shrinking your waistline and having the most attractive appearance, or V shape, a narrow waist, and more of a V nicely shaped body, one of the biggest things that are going to get in the way is abdominal distension, where even though you have a trim waistline, it sticks out further than you want it to, right? And so you might have 10% body fat, but it sticks out as if you have 20%, or you have 20% body fat and it sticks out as if you have 40% body fat. If that's your case, you are not alone. This is really common, even so much so that world-class bodybuilder Ronnie Coleman, one of the best bodybuilders in the world, as you can see in this image here, had abdominal distension. And part of that could have been fixed by what I'm going to teach you right here. But you don't have to have Ronnie Coleman's elite level of fitness to run into these issues. You could be a couch potato, moderate level fitness, or an extreme bodybuilder athlete, as in Ronnie Coleman's case, which, by the way, this abdominal distension ended up causing him to have a back fracture, and now Ronnie Coleman, one of the strongest men, most elite bodybuilders ever, is now in a walker. So not only are you going to help improve your waistline and look even more attractive than you do right now, but we're also going to save you from a lot of potential body damage that happens with that abdominal distension. So first thing you need to know is that doing an unlimited amount of crunches and other kinds of 8-minute ab workouts and every other abdominal exercise you could think of probably is not going to cut it for having the most attractive and slimmest waistline, because there's a tissue called the transverse abdominis, and this tissue ties together something in your back called the thoracolumbar fascia. This is some tissue that supports everything in your back, for simple terms. And then it ties in your obliques. Those are those tissues when someone's really ripped, you see coming down at the sides here, and then the abdominals. It actually ties all those tissues together, and it's the only tissue those other tissues really rely on for an anchor point to work from. So if that tissue's weak, then all of your other tissues are going to be weak as well, because they don't have anything to brace on. So you could do all the sit-ups and all the abdominal work in the world, but if you don't address your transverse abs and a distended abdomen, as you saw in Ronnie Coleman's case and millions of other people around the world have, including maybe you. So let's overcome that. First thing you want to learn how to do is something called a vacuum. You may or may not have seen this exercise before. I'm going to go through it with you, but I'm going to show you some even more powerful things of where you can use the vacuum so you get even better results from all of the exercise that you do. What you want to do with the vacuum is simply draw your abdomen in. So you're going to feel like you're pulling your belly button towards your spine. The best time to do this is upon exhalation. So after you breathe in, which your rib cage should expand, let your abdomen just gently, naturally come out. And when you exhale, feel that belly button, everything from the pubic bone, so the lower abdomen, all the way through and above the belly button, concave. Draw in as tight as you can. Stay exhaling and then hold for about 5 to 10 seconds total, keeping your abdomen in. Take a nice natural breath and then repeat that process. So step number 1 is to learn how to do that vacuum and become really comfortable with it. One really great place to do that is lying down, where you'll draw your abdomen in exactly as I showed you. That's the best place to learn it, because you can feel your back into the ground and then that abdomen sucking in. Next, you would go to a kneeling position, and next, finally, into a standing position. So your first big step is to optimize that vacuum in those 3 different positions. Once you've done that, here's an exercise that'll help you train your functionality with that vacuum exercise. After you've gone through those 3 positions, learning how to vacuum, the next big tip and strategy for you is to add some additional pressure to your abdomen in specific points. This is going to train your tissues to be more functional, and it's also going to start preparing you to do something very important called visceral breathing. More on visceral breathing and all of the most important strategies applied to your posture, your core, and your entire functionality of these tissues, including pelvic floor, back, fixing back pain, and everything you could imagine for those areas of your body. I have another video that you should definitely watch. Check that out. I'll be giving you a link at the end. Back to this exercise. Laying on your back with your knees bent, take your fingertips and drive your fingertips into your abdomen. Use your other hand to add pressure with the fingertips that are touching your abdomen, like this. The point that you should touch first, you can start with your left side abdomen between your belly button and your hip. So feel for the region of your hip, feel where your belly button is, and then go halfway between that point. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Push down moderately as you exhale. Continue the exhalation until completion, and then hold that vacuum position for a total of 5 to 10 seconds, including the exhalation. Do that for 3 to 5 repetitions before going about 3 inches below your belly button and repeating the same exact process. Breathing in, exhaling, driving moderate pressure down as you exhale, and then holding the end of the exhalation for 5 to 10 seconds total, including the exhalation. Then go to the right side. Again, halfway between belly button and hip, take the fingertips, press down, add the other hand, breathe in deep, expand your rib cage. When you exhale, push down, exhale for 5 to 10 seconds, and then complete the holding for a total of 5 to 10 seconds. The third and most powerful tip for shrinking your waistline, now that you know how to vacuum, and now that you learned how to manually feel the pressure and add additional capability of that, is to understand that that functionality of the vacuuming motion should be added to your exercise. So one of the reasons why Ronnie Coleman had such an issue with abdominal distension in so many bodybuilders, so you see these huge muscular guys with kind of big abdomen compared to how lean and fit you would think their waistline would be, is because they do heavy exercise like deadlifts and squats and heavy lunges and other exercise. And what they do is they distend their abdomen and exhale and push that pressure against their abdomen while they're exercising. You actually want to do the opposite. When you exhale as you're learning, your abdomen should come in. So when you exercise and you do things like deadlifts, unless you want a larger waistline, and you do things like squats, unless you want a larger waistline, you should be drawing inward. So as you do a deadlift and you're lifting the weight from the floor, you should be exhaling and drawing your abdomen in to near maximum. And then when you do squats and you're standing up from the squat, you should be drawing your abdomen in near maximum. And then when you do something like a row, you should be drawing your abdomen in near maximum. And when you do something like a bench press, you should be drawing your abdomen in near maximum. So another way to tell you this, so you really gain great clarity, is on the most difficult portion of your exercise or strength training repetitions, you should be drawing abdomen in during exhalation. Exhale during the most difficult part of the repetition, also draw abdomen in during the most difficult part of the repetition, and you'll drastically improve your functionality while also shrinking your waistline. And then all those other abdominal exercises that you want to do will work that much better because you'll be building it off of a proper functioning waistline that has a strong, intact transverse abdominals, and that's the center or weight belt of your body you want to be building off of. Now, before I give you a pat on the butt and encouragement to start practicing what you just learned, make sure you check out my functional mechanics video where I talk about visceral breathing and all the mechanics that go into what you just learned, including pelvic floor functionality and many other details that are missed when other experts I've seen talk about this same area. They've significantly missed certain areas. So I created this video just for that reason, to pick up on all the details that you should also be aware of. Make sure you check out that video. And now, here's your pat on the butt. All you gotta do is go out there and start practicing what I just shared with you. Lots of love and happy shrinking of your waistline. Remember, while you're human, you are also unique. So it's important to always consider the specifics of your own body. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to check out the next one right here. And you can click right here below to subscribe to our channel to get the very best content from our fitness doctor experts.